Hello there everybody, this is Mrs. Bashman, your art teacher, and today I'm going to show you how to draw and shade an egg in charcoal pencil. So here we have a simple egg photograph that I found off of the internet, printed at about life size. This is a 4x6 piece of paper. Here we have a standard piece of charcoal paper that has a little bit of a grit to it to allow the charcoal to stick. And we're going to be using some of our standard charcoal tools. Here we have charcoal pencils in different densities, soft, medium, and hard. We have a 6B, a 4B, and a 2B. We also have a white charcoal pencil. I have some vine charcoal, as you see here, which is not covered by wood. I have some crushed up powdered charcoal. I have a mop brush, my blending stump with sandpaper paddle to clean it. You can also use Q-tips. I have a pencil sharpener, 2 different types of eraser, a kneaded eraser, and a white rubber stick eraser. So the first thing that I'm gonna do, and you're gonna be doing this in your sketchbook, you can do it horizontal or vertical. I'm going to sketch out the shape of my egg, and I want it to be life size or just over life size. So the back of your egg needs to be nicely rounded. It will narrow towards the tip. And just loosely sketch this out with a regular pencil, not a mechanical pencil. Regular pencils, just fine. And just give yourself a loose idea of where the egg is sitting on your paper. Then you want to sketch out where the shadow is. Here the light source is on the upper right-hand side of my egg. So the shadow is going to be on the lower left-hand side. So now I have my area sketched out in graphite pencil. First thing we're going to do is lay a ground. What this is going to do is going to give us a light to medium background that we can pull our highlights out of with an eraser. So we're going to apply some of our powdered graphite, or I'm sorry, powdered charcoal. I'm not working in graphite today. And we're going to use our mop brush to start spreading that around. Whee! This is fun. Kids like to do this. I know you're freaking out going, oh, where did it go? That's okay, it'll come back. What happened? Now I know it's tempting, don't blow on this. Because then you're gonna get charcoal all over your house. You don't want that to happen. So, to clean this off, just like you would if you were using glitter, we're going to carry this over to the trash can and shake it. Which you can't see because it's off camera. Okay, still looks like a hot mess, that's all right. We're gonna take a paper towel or a tissue, and now we're going to spread and move and blend out the charcoal. Now you see how those spots are showing up? That means there was something underneath of my paper. So make sure your table's clean when you're doing this. Well, you won't have problems with that because you're probably going to be doing this in your sketchbook. You just keep spreading, keep blending until you get a nice light to medium tone. And you should be able to see your pencil lines through there. I know you probably can't see that very well at all, huh? I can, but I'm going to darken them back in for you, just so you can see where those pencil lines are. Now, if you really want to, you can create your ground first and then draw in, but I like to sketch mine out first. Okay, now you can see it again. So I have a nice medium ground. I didn't cover all of the page, I just covered the majority of it, and I have my pencil lines. So we're ready to start shading. I'm going to start with my softest pencil, which is my 6B, and the darkest part of the egg is the shadow that's cast underneath of the egg. Now, if I started working just like this, I'm gonna start picking up charcoal on my hand and I'm gonna smear it and make a mess. So what you wanna do is take a scrap piece of paper and lay it underneath your hand. I'm a lefty, so I've got it underneath my left hand. I'm gonna start applying charcoal with my charcoal pencil stick in circles, tiny tornadoes. And you'll notice that the tooth of the paper is going to start to show up. The pencil won't be able to push into the tooth of the paper perfectly well. And you're gonna have a dust. There's this dust that's kind of laying over top of everything. That's okay. You'll use your blending stump or a Q-tip to push the charcoal into those grooves. Again, using a circular motion. The 6B is the softest pencil. That means it's going to be the darkest pencil, charcoal pencil, and the most difficult to erase. Now, that you can blow, but if you have somebody across from you, obviously you don't want to do that. If you're working at home on your kitchen table or dining room table or something, don't blow charcoal everywhere. It's a pain to clean up. Now I have this solid shape, but it's not solid. You notice how the shadow has a nice soft edge to it. Let me move that down so you can see. So I want to go past that shape that I just did with the clean side of my blending stump. Soften it, fuzz it out, blur it. And I'm going to come back and clean up this edge again. There we go, nice shadow. The darkest part of the egg is where the light is not hitting it. So we're going to switch to our 4B pencil, which is not quite as dark as the 6B that we just did. And we're going to start creating this edge of the egg. I'm going to use the pencil to just shade in that spot. Come back to my blending stump, and I'm using the blending stump in the direction that the contours of the egg are moving. Again, moving my piece of paper underneath of my hand. Some people like to wear gloves when they work on charcoal. Little doctor's gloves. I'm not that kind of person. I don't mind getting messy. Again, I'm wrapping the value around the egg, and I'm just using the dirty blending stump now to help shade in these lighter areas. It still needs some value, but not extremely dark. You notice I kind of left a highlight right here. You see how there's a lighter part of the egg right underneath of there? It's called a reflected highlight. Not too bad. Now I want to clean my blending stump off, because a clean blending stump works better than a dirty blending stump. I'm going to start putting those highlights in. So I'm going to make sure this is nice and smooth. I'm going to go over the lighter part of the eggs using a circular motion. Just spreading that charcoal out nice and evenly. See how much better that works? Excellent. So now I want to start pulling out my highlights. I'm going to do that with either a kneaded eraser or a rubber eraser. So this is the lightest part of my egg. Pull that highlight out, and then I'm going to take a little bit of my kneaded eraser, form a point so I can draw with it. Pull those highlighted areas out. So that's where the ground works for you. That gray area allows you to erase out these highlights and create this nice contrast. I feel like my shadow needs to move over a little bit more. I'm going to switch to my hardest pencil, which is my 2B. A little more indication of a shadow under here. And then lighten that back up. Ooh, lost my pencil. Now, if you have little eraser bits that won't come up by blowing, you can use a brush, a soft bristled brush. Just gently brush over it like that, and that'll help pick it up. Oh, I got a little black in there. Now, if you really want to accentuate those lights, you can come back in with the white charcoal pencil. And use this over those areas that you just erased. I feel like this is too abrupt right here, so I'm going to lighten this up a little bit. Yes, that's nice. We're looking eggy. You don't want to overuse the white. Because even though your egg is white, there's a lot of gray showing here. I'm going to clean my blending stump because I don't want to mix the white with the black too much. Blend over those edges. Soften this shadow up a little bit. Blend over those edges. Clean this area of the background up. Now I want to darken in a little bit of the background around here. Ooh, let me hold it still. So my egg shows up a little better. All right, that's looking pretty good. It looks like an egg. And if you want to, you can give an indication of a table or something. Let's draw a little bit of a table in using our vine charcoal. Give it a little bit of texture. Make it look nice. What the heck? Have fun. Now the vine charcoal is very soft, very easy to erase. So I'm just going to gently blend over it with my blending stump. Give an indication of maybe a wood grain. Nothing too dramatic. But definitely darker back here where the egg is blocking the light source. There we go. So we have an egg in charcoal.